So we've got all these panels prepped and cleaned. So what we've done in the previous video, we went through and we sanded them all down with 220 and then went over them with 100 grit on a rotary 5-inch DA. Then from there we cleaned them, blew them dry, and then wiped them down with some acetone, and then we just got done hitting them with the tack-free cloth to get any of the dust off. So now they're ready for primer. Now we're doing a epoxy primer, and by Eastwood, this is what we're putting on there. Okay, and then this is the reducer or catalyst hardener. It's only a 2-part system, so part A, part B, 50% of this, 50% of this. So take you over here and I'll mix the setup and we'll do a little test spray out. Now we're going to start with the Eastwood primer. We're also going to be doing another video of using the 5-star epoxy primer. This is a white primer, and it comes with these little safety clips for shipping, I guess, so that this big cap doesn't come off. Very important, you don't want to shake this, you always want to stir it. You always want to stir it because if you shake it, you can get air bubbles in it. Really important with an epoxy, you always want to be careful with that. So it may take a few minutes to stir it up. It seems kind of choppy. I stirred it about a week ago when I got this stuff, but you can see it's pretty clumpy. So I'm going to spend a few minutes stirring this up and then I'll come back. This stirred up pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix it 50-50. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to mix 2 parts to here, and then I'm going to mix to the 4 with this part. So 2 parts to the 2 with the primer, and then to the 4 with the reducer. And I'm just going to do a test spray out because I've never used this before. I don't want to mix up a whole bunch. So that's sitting right here at the 2, or just a little bit. It's actually about 2.5. So I'm going to do the same thing with the reducer. I can get the lid open. Childproof, I guess. Boy, bad boy's on there. Okay, and now I'm just going to pour in to the 2. Well, I'm going to pour in to the 4, about 4.5. Okay, right about there. So I took the primer to the number 2, about 2.5, and then I took the reducer to the 4, 4.5. And then I'm just going to stir this thoroughly and take it over and pour it in the cup gun. So I've forgotten that last clip. I do want to try to tint this, okay? So I have some, it's actually called mocha. The original color is kind of like almost like a coffee, but I mixed a little spray out and kind of come up with a creamish color. So I'm just going to put a few little drops in there. Let's stir this up. And just kind of give me a little bit of color is really all I'm trying to get. So I got my hand on the bottom so it can't come out as fast. Okay, so I think that's going to be enough. As I said, I don't know, we're just kind of doing a little test spot here. Try to get a little bit of a creamish color to it. And like I said, I don't know if this is going to mix well. We don't know. Just kind of like a test. We'll find out if it sprays well or not. If it does, then we'll continue using it. I just wanted to have it a kind of a yellowish color. And I'm looking at it. It's got a little yellow tint. You can see there's quite a bit of difference between the white, so it does have a little bit of yellow, but I do want to just a smidge more. And there's really no exact science to tinting, especially when you're just trying to make a color. And I can see that did make quite a bit of difference. And I believe that's going to be close to what I'm trying to get. That's why I'm only doing a small section and a small cup. This is maybe a quarter of a cup, so it's not a huge loss if it doesn't work. But it does look like it's giving me a color, and it does look like it's blending pretty well. You can see that compared to the white. So I think it'll give me that creamish color that I'm looking for. Alright, so now I'm going to take you over here to the cup gun and pour this in, and we're going to get started spraying. I'll put my respirator on here. My color, my filter, go ahead and pour it in, screen it through. Now it's important to kind of let this sit for about 10 minutes so the catalyst can cure to the epoxy. They recommend you don't spray it right away. They want it to, all the chemicals and the tint and everything to kind of mix together. So I'll let it sit in this cup for probably a good 5 or 10 minutes before I take you over to the panel and spray it out. Alright, so it looks to be laying pretty decent. I'll come back after the tack coat dries and we'll see what we got. Alright, so that's been about 10 minutes since the last coat. I'm going to go ahead and put another coat on real quick. See what we get. Alright, so it seems to be laying pretty good. Did get a little piece of dirt in there, but I'm not going to worry about trying to rub that out. But it looks like it's laying down really nice. It doesn't look like it's bubbling or separating or anything like that. So I'm going to do my third and final coat, and I'm going to do it a little bit thicker than the other two coats, and that's all I'm going to do. They recommend only one thick heavy coat, but being it was experimental and I didn't want to put down a thick heavy coat to begin with, I just did 2 or 3 thin coats. So I'm going to go ahead and start my third coat now. Alright, so it seems to be laying pretty good. Did get a little piece of dirt in there, but I'm not going to worry about trying to rub that out. But it looks like it's laying down really nice. Doesn't look like it's bubbling or separating or anything like that. So I'm going to do my third and final coat, and I'm going to do it a little bit thicker than the other 2 coats, and that's all I'm going to do. They recommend only one thick heavy coat, but being it was experimental and I didn't want to put down a thick heavy coat to begin with, I just did 2 or 3 thin coats. So I'm going to go ahead and start my third coat now. Now we got this whole one all sprayed up. Come out really good. I'm very happy with the results. As you can see, it looks really sharp. No bubbling, no separation, no orange peel, no pitting, and did good. So we went ahead and did all the other panels, the door, hood, tailgate. That was our front chrome bumper, and then also our door, our passenger door. So it came out really nice. So there you have it. Finished up all the panels. It took us probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half to spray everything, because we have to have flash time of about 15 to 20 minutes between each coat. And we got 3 coats on all the panels. So that's what we did. That's the epoxy primer catalyst. That's actually the hardener and reducer. And here is our epoxy primer. So we don't have anything left. We were able to do all these panels. The only thing we weren't able to spray was the core support over there in the back. But we still have to do all of the insides, the jambs. All we did is the exterior panels. So I think what we'll do is the 5-star epoxy primer urethane. We'll use that to do all the door jambs, and also we'll do a final coat on all these panels once we get it hung on the truck. So there you go. Pretty much done for the night. So please rate, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you guys think. And we'll see you guys next week.